1, 2, and 3. 3 tanks. And I want another one. Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today, I will take you back into memory lane. Because I've been in this hobby like a little over 5 years. I've owned saltwater tanks, freshwater tanks, from Moray Eels to fire eels to Fahaka puffers to green spotted, fugu, Oscars, you name it, just to name a few. So if you're an aquarist or like fish, stay tuned. I'll take you back to memory lane.
Hello again, I'm back. What you see in front of you is a Convict Cichlid and a red Devil Cichlid. And they got married and had babies. Look at all those little babies running around. Yeah, they're very aggressive fish. These two are very aggressive. So I can imagine the hatchlings are going to be just as aggressive as the parents. And I had to actually build a divider for my aquarium because it's 8 gallon, just to separate the mother because she gets very aggressive and protective over her hatchlings from harassing everyone else in the tank. So this little divider keeps her and her baby safe on one side. And as you can see, there's catfish on the other side. It's Felix and Katniss. The big one is Felix. And as you can see, he also eats on the surface. And there's those babies as they got bigger. I separated them in a 10-gallon tank. And this is our current puffer fish, Fahaka puffer. That's Puffy when he was small. I'm going backwards, okay, from most current and all the way back. So that was Puffy when he was small, and we still had a tile set up because he is a real messy eater. And I figured having a tile instead of substrate will be cleaner. And he eats like a hog, and he grows very fast. So the more he eats, the faster he grows. And he just constantly eats. And there he is, a little bigger. It's like a little time lapse. He grows real fast. Growth rate is pretty fast. We had him a little over a year. And you could see he's making a difference, and you'll see more clips as he gets bigger and bigger. And we added this decoration so it gives the other fish a chance to hide in case they become a meal. And you can see there too, there's our fire eel. And we had to get rid of it because as he got bigger, he started chewing everything. And when I change do water changes, I always interact with him because I don't want him to be skittish as he gets bigger and, you know, break tanks. Because we have a fugu, which you'll see later on. He's really skittish, and I don't want this puffer to be that skittish. So I interact with him a lot, so he gets used to it. He's like a big old puppy. He's really, yeah, he has teeth, so I'm still scared of him. And you saw those babies earlier? Those are the babies right now when they're bigger. And they got big pretty fast too. Not the one on the right, because that's a Convict Cichlid, a big one, but the little ones. And this is one of the 10-gallon tanks. And we have Salt and Pepper, which is our Angelfish, aka Dumb and Dumber. I call him that because they tried so many times to have kids, and you can tell right now they're laying eggs right now, but they end up eating their babies. And they went through this same process and cycle so many times, and they just can't get it right. And I'm hoping one day they get it right, or they'll learn from their mistakes. And now we're going to transition into digging some old videos back in the days. So we started off with Convict Cichlids, like the ones you see in front of you. Because they're easy to grow and maintain. They're real aggressive though, as you will see later on. They're small, but they're not. They're like a little chihuahua. And you also see there a bass. And he kind of I acquired him through a friend, and he needed a home, so I grew him up. I took care of him in this tank for a while until he got bigger, and then we kind of released him back in the wilds. But he's doing his thing right there, trying to do the mating dance, because that's what fish do when they're trying to attract their mate. And I don't know who he's trying to attract there, because I don't see another bass, but but there is a cichlid hiding back there. You just don't see him. And if you look through look really good right there, you can see the eggs. She's fanning it to keep it cool, because our cichlids got babies. Yeah, they that one right there in front of you is the mother, and the male is he's a player, because there's two girls there, and once he's done with the other one, he goes right to the other one, and he just goes back and forth. And we got so many babies that we had to separate them, so we don't have any more babies. And as you can see, excuse me, there's threats, and as I was talking earlier, how they really aggressive. They don't care the size, because those catfish can easily swallow them, but they don't care. They're like little chihuahuas defending their hatchlings. And we gave them enough decor there to hide, because when the babies are threatened, they do hide. And there's the babies growing up a little bit. They grow pretty fast too, and as you can see, even after all that threat, they still survive. And we have to find other means to feed them. So we bought Brine Shrimp. It comes in a package with a little concoction to raise them. We did our research, grew them up, and then as you can see, they're moving there, and that's what the babies eat. These two are like in a love and hate relationship. He'll sit there and they love each other one time, and then as you can see right now, they're fighting, or it looks like they're at first I'm like, man, get a room. But yeah, that's it's to my impression that if they lock lips like that, they usually are mad at each other or fighting. But I say in a love-hate relationship, because they do he does trying to get her attention, and maybe this is his way of proving that he's alpha. And this is Paku when he's smaller. Yeah, he's cute when he's small, but he has a growth rate that's way faster than our Fahaka puffer, and he's kind of showing off right now, he's doing that. He's flipping his little waffer there. And yeah, his growth rate, we learned about him that he does go real fast, and if you don't have the aquarium to accommodate him, he is not recommended. I do not recommend him to anyone. He goes way too fast. We had to bring him back to the pet store, and luckily they accept drop-offs. And that's him when he's bigger, and he's not even completely full grown. We put him in a 5-gallon bucket when we dropped him off, and yeah, he just barely fits, and he's not even done growing yet. And we also had an Oscar. There's our Oscar there. We had him only for a little while, and he's really aggressive too. And this is our Dwarf Flowerhorn. That's what they told us what he is, but I've never seen one with the color scheme that this guy has. We call him Wally. My kid fell in love with him. It's like the best, that's his best buddy right there. And yeah, he's just gorgeous. I don't ever see those colors on any fish that I've ever owned. And I could not say no when I saw him at the pet store. So here's a little demonstration of the love-hate relationship those two cichlids have. Yeah, so kiss and make up. And this is our red Devil Cichlid. The color scheme on this guy is also beautiful. It's different. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. And we were kind of an experimental, try see the tank mates, who gets along with who. And this is a butter coffery, the one with the stripes. And he is very aggressive too. Most cichlids are aggressive, but some are just, it's almost, that's why we learned of what tank mates they are compatible with and whatnot. And there's our first 30-gallon tank before we upgraded to a bigger size as our fish grew. And, we acquired different ones, and we had Felix and Katniss for a long time. And then we started to, venture out into brackish and saltwater. So slowly, as this film goes on, we're getting into brackish and then saltwater with puffers. And this is our crayfish. We call him Blue. We had him for a while. And that little guy is about to be a meal. He's like, hey man, I'm not your type. Get lost. But yeah, he's just beautiful. It was freaking me out when I saw him shed. They shed their shell. I thought he died. And this is they call them what is it that they call them? A freshwater lionfish. They have like spines, so when you step on them, they inject venom into you. So yeah, if you step on one of these in the wilds, you will have a bad day. But we called him Rocky. Yeah, he's unique, very unique. Look cool. And now we're getting into the saltwater fish, because we had to try saltwater too. These are green spotted puffers. They don't get as big as our Oaxaca puffer that we have now. Not nearly that big. But yeah, we had to try saltwater because something different, but it is very high maintenance. That's something we learned, and we tried it and got out of it. We went back to freshwater because it's just a lot easier. But it was fun while it lasted when we had them. And you could tell they're eating the crayfish. They need to eat something hard to keep their teeth. It helps grind their teeth so they don't get big. Otherwise it can close their mouth. And this is Fugu when he's small. He's our other saltwater fish. And he's being shy right now. But when he warms up, he'll come out. He's the skittish one we were talking about. He likes to hide and then buries himself in the sand. And he's trying to look like we don't see him. Yeah, but once he warms up, he shows off. Like right now, he's showing off, doing these little circles, stunts. Yeah, this guy is very skittish. You have a little accident on the tank and bump it a little bit, if you don't have a lid, he'll like jump out of the tank.
There we go.
And now we're coming to an end. This is our Moray Eel having his meal, and he's like a salvage. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this film, and make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more, a lot like this one. And I'll always keep you updated on our current setup. Peace.